Franky Panky in Syracuse, New York. Ding, round 2. See more better here with freeprescriptionlenses.com. And I'm going to cut your second pair of glasses within a couple weeks. This time it is the Oakley Two-Face, model number 9189, the 60 eye size, color 05 in black. Let me take everything out how Oakley sends it to me. Of course, their ophthalmic glasses, like you got a couple weeks ago, comes with a hard case. Their sunglasses come with this cloth bag, which doubles as a cleaning cloth. Of course, it comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together, and I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. This is the Oakley Two-Face, size 60, and of course the color 05 matte black. But this one actually has a unique bevel. Oh, by the way, I will be cutting your Transitions XTRAactive with the red flash mirror, so you can see a little bit of red now. When these turn dark, you're going to see a lot more red. So in order to get this one started, well, let's go ahead and program this one in to the computer, so years from now, should you ever need new lenses, I can mail them right to your home. But I need to do something a little bit different on this one because of the shape of the lens. I'm going to trace this one differently. Instead of doing the two sides, I'm just going to trace one lens. I need to put a dot on this lens and then one over here. That gives me a straight line. I'm going to make sure everything is straight. And it is. So I'm going to set that down. Don't need that anymore. And if you missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, get it away early. So I'm going to pop the lens out. And the reason why there's this weird little notch in this frame that will make a weird shape when trying to trace. So I'm going to use this tool, which I normally use for semi-rimless lenses where there is a string at the bottom. But I'm going to pull the tape away to make the black side sticky. The reason why I put those two dots on there is a line, a little graph on the back, and I just want to make sure that is lined up in there perfectly. Alright, we are good. Press that one on there, and then I'm going to place that tool in there. It's going to ask me for the bridge size, which is 16, and I'm going to trace the right lens on this one. Little styluses pop up, and this time it's going to go around the circumference of the lens. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy genuine, authentic Oakley frame, and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. It's asking for the bridge size. The computer starts at 18. This one is actually at 16. And in just a moment, that shape will pull up on the computer. There we go. Weird little ridge at the top, but that's okay. We're going to move it along. Your pupillary distance for your right eye, 32.5. I don't have to do anything. The computer starts at 32.5. I will raise the optical center height just a little bit there, a couple millimeters. And let's come down here to the lensometer, get everything prepped. The other cool thing, now these lenses that have the Transitions XTRAactive with the red mirror coating, of course it comes in 6 colors: silver, gold, green, blue, red, or pink. They're from a company called iCoat, and they actually have the little serial numbers on the bottom of the lens. I've never gotten a lens like that before. Pretty cool, huh? Thank you, iCoat, showing me something new. So let me put the axis wheel on 02 for the right lens, and put the power drum on Plano -1 at 2. Let's see which one it is. These are not marked, so I've got a 50-50 chance, and it's not this one. Let's try this one. There we go. There's a Plano for me, and get everything lined up in there perfectly. Plano. Let me check the power of this. -1. This is the right lens. Get everything centered in there perfectly, and put 3 dots on there unless I need to get some more ink. Do the 3 dots go on there? Let's put some more ink. Well, I got it. I can see that. Let me darken that for you. I get to use my bad joke again. And this is the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the unright. Of course, it wouldn't hurt. Let's go ahead and put some more ink in there. It's thirsty this morning. And these lenses take 2 weeks to get, so I don't want to mess anything up and have to wait another 2 weeks to start over. Put the power drum on 180, or the axis wheel, excuse me. Put the power drum on -1/4. put the lens in, rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly. Let me check the astigmatism correction. That lines up perfectly. And double check everything. Yeah, we're at 250. Okay. And put the 3 dots on there. Those are a little better. You guys follow me? And this is the left lens. So the reason I put those dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. We're going to line everything up there. I want to check one thing here. We are good to go. And oh, I almost forgot. This is a block. I need to attach this to your lens while it's cutting. This is what's going to hold it in place in the chuck. So I need 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 here. The black side is the sticky side. We're going to line that up on the first one, put that on the platform, do the same thing for the second one. We've got the attach the magnet to the other magnet here on the arm, and we're going to get everything lined up in there perfectly. Make sure the lens is centered and large enough, and hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right. Pull the paperweight and make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet. Your pupillary distance for your left eye is 31.5, so we're going to enter that value, 31.5. Boop, 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 boop. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I still need it. Oh, it's a fun morning. Make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. Same optical center height. In fact, let me go ahead and mark. I'm doing that 2 up. 2 up. And get everything lined up in there perfectly, especially with the high astigmatism in this eye, higher than average, or as I like to say, crazy stigs. So this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. It's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own edger, put it on your own kitchen counter at home. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need this guy with the bad jokes and the 2 thumbs to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel on the left. It's going to grind away the lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center, that channel, that little valley, that's what's actually, no. That little disc is going to cut, Usually when I use this tool, it's for the semi-rimless, and it'll cut a groove into the lens. This will be cut as a plastic. In fact, before I forget, let me pull up the shape on the computer. This is not a semi-rimless. This is a plastic frame. Let's start with that. Of course, these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high-index plastic or Trivex, I would select that, but we're going to stay on polycarbonate. That was almost a disaster. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen. I do want to go just a hair larger just because I'm not sure how this bevel is going to be. I can always take it. The old carpenter saying you can always cut more off. You can never add it back on. So let's go ahead and put the lens in there. Now it has, the ones with the flash mirror have the anti-reflective coating on the back surface. I cannot add the Crizal Sapphire or Provencia to these. It comes with its own back surface anti-glare. Hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. Let me double check. Yep, that's cut on the right setting. Okay, we're good to go. So it clamps shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by the 2 white styluses, making sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. And then it's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you won't have any in this frame. But I do cut some very strong prescriptions all day long for free, and that does become a little bit more critical with the higher powers. So if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle, and these lenses will cut dry with no water spraying onto them. Now, having said that, water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds, just to wash away any optical debris that you may happen to see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses now. But your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from debris and flying shrapnel. It's also the same material that OSHA requires in their safety glasses for factories or on factory floors. And speaking of protection, it has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. as well as a premium scratch coating. Now the other nice thing about the transitions is they block a very strong amount of the harmful blue light that is being marketed now. In fact, the XTRAactive block even more. So you're getting tons of protection. And I will show you the transitions XTRAactive portion a little bit later, but you have a back surface anti-glare. Anti-glare is 3 features in one. It reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights and such. It's also known as the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating, so it reduces reflection. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your eyes. Or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you won't see the flash lit up in the lens. Or with today's millennials, you take a selfie, you won't see the camera, your phone, in the reflection of your glasses. Now the third feature that I like, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the anti-glare coating costs well over $1 million and takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. So it's now onto the bevel wheel, getting the V-shaped bevel. Just a moment ago, your lens was completely flat all the way around, just like a nickel. If I had taken it out, it would stand up on the counter on its own, and now it's getting the V-shaped bevel, so it stays inside the bevel of, if I can get it in there, the frame. So water has sprayed onto the lens, telling me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. In just a moment, a little lever will come out from the front of the screen. Cue the lever. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, something you'd find like on the end of a Dremel tool to smooth things out, and that's what it's doing. It's removing any rough surfaces left over from the cutting process. Now, should any portion of this lens protrude from the back surface of the frame, which it won't, and come into contact with your cheek, which it won't, that edge of the lens will be nice and smooth. But the reason I do that is, you'll see I'm just about to press the lens into the frame, and I actually went a little bit larger. And I just don't want any surface of the lens to come into contact with the frame. So that's the other reason I put the safety bevel on the rear surface of the lens. I do not want to mar your frame. So I'm just going to make sure everything is off of there. And then let's go ahead and pop it right in, tucking it in at the outside corner first. Use my thumbs to press down the nails. With the thumbs at the edges, it popped right in. So let's go ahead and start cutting the left lens. We're going to flip that over to L. Hit the green arrow, just like before. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens again is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the left side of the frame, and then measuring the thickness at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you got no edge thickness. Look at that, look at that. So we're going to come down here to the lensometer, pop that off, dry that off, add to my sticker collection. Oh, that's peeling off, so let's push that down. There we go. We're going to come down here to the lensometer, spin the axis wheel back to 02, put it in above that black dot, and I am getting, where's my flashlight? Where'd the flashlight go? I'm getting 0, plano. You have no power whatsoever. You are neither far-sighted nor nearsighted in your right eye. Your prescription is completely astigmatic, but you do have 4 steps of astigmatism correction. The unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, and it starts at 0, which we call plano, and goes up in quarter increments from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1. So you're on the 4th rung of the ladder. You have 2 curves on your eye, a spherical curve this way, which needs no correction, an astigmatic curve. That's how you line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F, but we're going to turn that fine tune knob. We're just going to break that 180 meridian and go to 2. So let's check the power of that. And we are getting -1. -1. Now, your right eye needs the smallest amount of nearsighted correction possible. So it's only 1/4, but you have 9 steps of astigmatism correction, which is just slightly, ever so slightly higher than average. Most people have 2 and under. You're at 2 1/4. So, and turn the fine-tune knob back to 180 on that. Now these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180, and you could argue that 0 and 180 are the same number, especially on the axis wheel. I don't have a 180, it's just 0. So it technically could be anywhere from 1 to 180, and you're on 2. So this frame, the Oakley 9189 two-face in the 60i size, sells for $143 in the matte black. The Transitions XTRAactive gray adds $129.99 when you buy the frame, and the red flash mirror coating adds $79.99. This was a total of $352.98. I do appreciate your second purchase, since you got your other ones just a couple weeks ago. I had literally mailed off your other pair, and you had placed the order for this one as soon as the flash mirror lenses came out. And of course they come in 6 colors: silver, gold, green, blue, red, and pink. Now they can only be applied, the mirror coatings can only be applied to the XTRAactive lenses. The regular Transition 7 are now available in more colors. I've got to do my research to rattle those off at the top of my head, but I'll try and put a link on in this video or future videos, so you know what colors the Transitions now come in. It used to be just gray and brown for the longest time, and then they came out with the graphite green. Now I believe there's an amethyst, there might be a sapphire blue. Again, I'll do some research to find out for you all the colors that are available. So we're going to take the lens out. I'm going to open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just got to stare at it for a couple hours, but I can do it. Alright, I'm going to keep telling that joke until people laugh at it. So I want to hear some laughter. Oh, there's some swarf on the edge of this lens. Look at that. There we go. There we go. Get it off of my thumbnail. Let's go ahead and pop this in. We're going to, I got to take this other lens out first. Let's pop that one out and tuck this in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, press down the nose, it snaps in there easily. I can take that one off with my fingers. I saw that one come off. Put the sticker on there, dry that off, throw that in there, put it in, and turn it back to the 180, which we did. Read the power, and I am getting -1/4, 1 tick mark into the red away from 0. Check the astigmatism correction, the second curve, and we're getting -250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. Because again, if someone had borrowed 25 cents from you, then they borrowed another $2.25, they would owe you $2.50. That's where we're at, $2.50. I couldn't have done any better if I'd done this myself. Let me measure your pupillary distance, 32.5. and 31.5 is 64. Let me check this, and then we're going to do the really cool thing. Oh, let's put on millimeters, not inches. 64. So I'm going to use a different cleaner today. I'm going to use the alcohol. Just for this mirror coating, I want to do things a little bit differently. First, as I mentioned, this portion of every video, that as I clean your lenses, that there's free shipping anywhere in the US. And of course, Syracuse, New York, still in the US. But I'm gonna get these in, when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But just stop by and tell them if it's too high or on one side, or too loose or too tight. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses properly. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Normally I'm in that 80%, but my Oakley 8132 cross switch, when I set mine down, they sit level on the counter. These are almost self-leveling. Of course, he got this pair from me last time with the green Oakley emblem. I'm wearing it in the blue orange. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Flip that over, press down. There is no wobble. I better, now as you notice, I use your cleaning cloth. When you get these in the mail and there's a wrinkle, you know that your cleaning cloth works. I field test every cleaning cloth to make sure that it does. Oop, I see one more spot up there in the lens. Where's that tissue? Where's that tissue? There we go. But I send out a selfie request to have your picture on the website. I also send out cleaning instructions, not only care for your frame and lenses, so those two will last you for years, but for the premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I provide, your Oakley carrying bag cleaning cloth, and the one that I coat gives you when you get the mirror coating. So again, this is what your lenses with the flash mirror look like while they're clear. I'm going to activate the extra active portion of your lens. The transitions, I'm exposed them to a strong burst of light, of UV light. As you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for all transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you go back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now this is important, everyone pay attention. You too, Frankie. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time the Transition Signature 7 lenses won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays, so your dashboard doesn't crack from sitting in the sun all day. That's why they don't get dark in a car. Now, the Extra Active that you're getting will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. They're also temperature sensitive, meaning that they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above, except the ones you're getting, the Transitions Extra Active, will get darker in hotter weather. It's designed for people who are outside like that. Now, how cool is that? When the Transit is the first one I have done, I'm seeing this for the first time just like you guys are. But the Transitions Extra Active with the red mirror coating, it is a certain angle, so as you move it, it's still the gray, but as you move your head, people will see that red. How cool is that? How cool. So, that's it. As I keep talking, you'll see the lenses getting lighter and lighter, and that red will become less pronounced. But if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. If you have any questions, you can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. I'm Seymour Better. This is Mo Better, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.